In today's video, we'll discuss the timeline of Dwight Howard's career. But before we start, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Dwight Howard is a polarizing NBA player, and he has been ever since he first stepped into the league in 2004. We all know about how dominant of a player he was back when he played for the Orlando Magic, so today we'll revisit the timeline from 2020 through 2022. In 2018, Dwight Howard signed to the Washington Wizards, but unfortunately he had a spinal injury and had to sit the season as a result. Soon after that, the Grizzlies traded CJ Miles to the Wizards in exchange for Howard, but the Grizzlies made it clear it was only to free cap space, and that they had little to no intention of actually playing Dwight, and they were most likely going to trade or waive him immediately. But the Los Angeles Lakers came to his rescue and signed him to a one-year prove-it deal. Although Howard averaged a solid 12 points and 9 rebounds in his 9 games with the Wizards, it was still a huge risk for the Lakers to sign Howard due to his age and injury history. But nonetheless, the Lakers were sort of desperate for a center after DeMarcus Cousins tore his ACL. In Howard's debut, he faced off against the Los Angeles Clippers, and although he played 19 total minutes, he only scored 3 points and pulled down 6 rebounds with a block. And yes, those aren't amazing numbers, but it also wasn't terrible either. The next game, his numbers would drastically improve in the same amount of minutes. In his second game, they went up against Donovan Mitchell and the Utah Jazz, and this is where he would end the game with 2 points, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 2 steals while being a plus 13 when on the floor. Now, he wasn't a star, nor did he need to be. He was exactly what they needed, a big who grabbed boards and played great defense, and he certainly accomplished those two things. In the next game versus the Charlotte Hornets is where he would have one of his best games of the season. In 23 minutes, Howard finished the game with 16 points on a perfect 8 for 8 from the field, 10 rebounds, and 4 blocks while also being a plus 23, which was the highest on the team, even over both LeBron and Davis. He would continue to be a very productive player, and on November 3rd, Howard scored 14 points on 7 for 7 from the field and grabbed 13 rebounds against the Spurs. Howard's production, along with LeBron, AD, Kuzma, Danny Green, and Caruso, helped the Lakers finish the season with a 52-19 record, which was first place in the Western Conference. Now they were facing the Portland Trail Blazers in the first round of the playoffs. And while Howard was relatively quiet numbers-wise in Game 1, Game 2 he scored a decent 9 points and had 5 rebounds and a block. In Game 3, he pulled down 10 rebounds in just 16 minutes played, showing how great of a rebounding performance he put on. In Game 4, Dwight played a total of 24 minutes and scored 13 points with 8 rebounds in the victory. In the next game, which was the game LeBron and AD both scored over 35 points and sent the Trailblazers home, Howard ended this series with an 11-point game and also had 6 rebounds. Next round, they faced off against James Harden and Russell Westbrook, who were leading the charge for the Houston Rockets. Howard played in Game 1, but he would miss the next few games and didn't impact the series at all if we're being honest. But LA still managed to close out the Rockets in only 5 games after a great performance from LeBron James. Howard's play would skyrocket in the 3rd round versus the Denver Nuggets, and in Game 1 he scored 13 points and had 2 blocks and 2 steals in just 16 minutes. In Game 4 he would score 12 points and pull down 11 rebounds and even had 6 offensive boards, which led everyone on both teams. Dwight followed up that game with having another good game in Game 5, scoring 9 points while also having 9 rebounds and 2 blocks. LeBron, AD, and Howard were the most productive players this game, and they're why they sent the Nuggets home. In the NBA Finals, while he didn't put up great numbers, averaging only 2 points and 2.8 rebounds for the entire series, he played great defense and brought tons of energy, and in result, won an NBA championship. All in all, he might not have averaged 20 points and 15 rebounds, but he did exactly what was needed of him, and he did it exceptionally well. During the season, he pulled down a total of 172 offensive rebounds, which was number 1 on the roster by far. He was also 3rd in blocks, behind AD and JaVale McGee. And remember, he was the backup center and only played around 19 minutes a night. So with that being accounted for, he had a very productive season. Even though he just won a championship ring, that wasn't enough to stay with the Lakers, and he would go on to sign with the Philadelphia 76ers on a 1-year deal. But he really didn't want to. In fact, he wanted to return to the Lakers, but they rejected him, and here's how he explained the situation on Shannon Sharpe's podcast. Quote, "I would have been willing to go back to the Lakers," Howard said. "I've been willing to go back. They told me every time we are not going to give nobody over 30 a multiple year contract. So I'm like, dang, I just helped y'all win the NBA championship. Y'all could get your boy a mil or two or just give me a mil. I don't want a whole bunch of minutes, just give me 20 minutes and let me ball out." While he was definitely missed by Lakers fans, the future seemed to be even brighter with his new team. He was now playing with Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, Seth Curry, Tyrese Maxey, Ben Simmons, and the lockdown defender Matisse Thybulle. In Howard's debut, he went up against the Washington Wizards, finishing the game with 4 points and 10 rebounds in just 13 minutes of action. In his second game, he dropped 9 points and 6 rebounds, and then followed that up with another 9-point game. He continued playing solid all-around basketball, proving to be the best rebounder on the roster, even having 15 rebounds in a game versus Cleveland. The 76ers finished the year 49-23, which was first in the Eastern Conference, and Howard definitely played a significant role for the second unit, averaging 7 points and 8 rebounds while playing only 17 minutes per game. Now they were facing the Wizards in the first round of the playoffs, and Howard had a solid productive series, averaging 5 points and 7 rebounds per game. They won the series in 5 games and were now off to face Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks. And while Howard's numbers slightly dropped from the previous series, he still averaged 5.6 rebounds in just 9 minutes. But they would lose to the Hawks in 7 games, and just like that, their playoff run was over. Looking back at the season, Howard had another solid season. He led the 76ers in total rebounds and offensive rebounds while also being second in field goal percentage for the team. But even after a solid season with the 76ers, that would be his last, and he would end up signing with the Los Angeles Lakers yet again. Yeah, we know the Lakers and Dwight seemingly can't get enough of each other. But with the newly acquired former MVP Russell Westbrook, Laker fans were excited to see Howard back into the mix. In his second Lakers debut, he scored 5 points and grabbed 6 rebounds. And as for the season, he led the Lakers in rebounding 9 times in the 69 games he played. As we all know, the Lakers had one of the worst seasons in recent memory. The team was bad defensively, couldn't shoot, and then there was the Russell Westbrook problem that made things even worse. As a result, they missed the play-in tournament and, of course, the playoffs. But for Howard, he still put up solid numbers and led the Lakers in offensive rebounds. Unfortunately, after that season, he wouldn't get a call from the Lakers or any other team. While there were talks of him joining Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets, that deal quickly fell apart. And honestly, the fact that no team wanted to pick him up was a bit surprising. He's still a very valuable rebounder, and there aren't many rebounders better than he is off the bench. Dwight was averaging 6 to 8 rebounds per game in less than 20 minutes, which is a compliment to his incredible hustle even at his age. Big men like Dwight Howard are slowly becoming extinct in the NBA. Now teams are looking for more skilled and versatile centers who can stretch the floor, while also being able to defend 2 or 3 positions on a nightly basis. And while Howard is a good defender and even won a Defensive Player of the Year award many years ago, we think it's safe to say his days of defending multiple positions are long gone. And when it comes to shooting, you can forget about it. He's only made 22 threes in his entire career. After not receiving any calls from any NBA teams all summer, Howard recently decided to head overseas and play in a Taiwan basketball league. Dwight recently signed a deal with the Taoyuan Leopards. The former NBA champion broke the news through the team's YouTube channel. While the internet certainly made a joke out of this, Dwight Howard was truly happy when making the decision, and knowing how hard he works and how accomplished of a player he is, it was a very good moment to witness for many. He recently had his debut in the league and, well, he absolutely dominated, scoring 38 points, 25 rebounds, 9 assists, and 4 blocks. Dwight was looking like a Wilt Chamberlain LeBron James hybrid out there on the court, and the fans loved every minute of it. But the bigger question is, how long will he stay overseas? And to our knowledge, that answer is unknown. But the 36-year-old one-time champion looks to be in good spirits, and that's all that matters. But what do you think? Should the NBA hand him out another contract, or is this where his amazing career will end? Did you enjoy this video? If so, hit the like button and subscribe to NBA Swish for more amazing NBA content just like this. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.